Hello, everybody. I'm Lynn Blackwell. I'm an energy coach, and today I have with me Jordan, who we're going to have a conversation about and see if we can clean up some of your energy. And so, why don't you start, Jordan, and tell us what's going on?
So since we've last talked, I've actually had a lot of changes going on. I completely switched my major. I'm now pursuing holistic health is my concentration with two emphases in applied business and communications. So I'm really excited about that. I am have started doing a lot of yoga too since our last conversation, and so I want to see if I can do some sort of business incorporating yoga. So I'm really excited about that. But where I'm at right now is I'm just really overwhelmed because I can see all of these possibilities now that I haven't been able to see before. And I'm having a hard time discerning which ones I should pursue as professional, which ones I should pursue as just hobbies, and which ones I should just leave altogether. It's just overwhelming having all of the possibilities now. So I guess trying to figure out what serves me best is one of my current dilemmas, I suppose.
That's great. So just for a little history for the viewers, you're in college, and we met. You were just kind of, not knowing which direction, not feeling comfortable where you were. And so you made some changes, and it sounds like you see light now. You see the future, you see opportunities, but now you have the opposite problem. Is there's so many things that you realize that you can do. So this is a really good place to be. So first of all, overwhelm is very common in our society, right? And I think on the planet, it's not just specific to, college students. So let's talk about that. So overwhelm just means that you're not centered, aligned, grounded, right, in balance. So I tell everybody, you have one job and one job only, and that's to get your energy in alignment, centered, grounded, balanced, because when you come from that place, that's not overwhelmed, right? And also then with regards to you don't know which direction to pursue and what should be a hobby and what should be business, why think about that? Just ask, what's the next step? Universe, what's the next step, right? And if you try to figure out how and what, then you kind of jam up the works for the universal forces to work through you, because you're putting constraints on that energy, right? So you can say, universe, I love yoga, I love natural holistic health, and I want to get involved in that. And why can't you have multiple streams of revenue? Why can't you be, a teacher at a yoga studio 3 nights a week or 3 days a week and make money there, and then be a consultant at a holistic, store in your city, and you could do that while you're a student, right? So you're limiting your opportunities by thinking it's called condition-based thinking, right? That I either have to have a hobby or make money. No, you could do both, right? And holistic health or marketing or business, and what decision should I make this red hot minute, this minute? What are you doing? And you could answer that.
What this minute, what I'm doing right now?
Yes.
Oh God, in regards to my future, as in
Well, so you're doing steps now. You decided on a major, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. That's going to be years to play that out, right? And you're starting to do more yoga. So that's great. So where is the overwhelm coming from?
It's coming from thinking of the future and rather than thinking about right now.
Right. So if you keep your energy in this red hot moment, right? You have housing, you have food, you have friends, you have a great school you go to, you have your major, you know what direction. There's a lot of people that don't know what they should study. They're confused. Well, you were one of them a few weeks ago, right? So now you've taken your energy and you went and transported it into the future. Now you have worry and overwhelm. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so don't do that.
Okay.
Right? But everyone's doing that, and that's why it was so easy for you to do. So when you just stay centered in the here and now, right? And this is Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now book. When all your power all, is in the now. There's no power if you take yourself to the future or to the past about what happened or didn't happen, right? So the power in the now and is to say, stay centered in alignment, right? Focus. What's your next step? So your next step is you could do yoga later, right?
Mhm.
Or you can study. So why don't you talk about some next steps that you would be inspired to take that wouldn't stress you out or make you feel overwhelmed?
Yeah, so definitely going to the gym. I've been running more too, so I can run more. And
Wow.
yeah, a lot has happened in the past month for me. Definitely go to I've been like doing running and then doing like yoga after I run, which has felt really good. So I will do that after. I also went vegan, which is another huge change.
So we may want to just pause right now and tell the audience and the viewers what happened. Like, what kind of headspace were you in when we met? Because we only had
Okay.
one session
Yeah.
and so much has changed. So go ahead and talk to the
So
audience.
when we first met, I was an English major and I just was not seeing like a future for myself. I was very torn on where I was going. I felt just kind of like at a low energy level. I didn't know what changes I wanted to make, but I knew I needed to make changes. And so we met and we did a lot of meditations to like dispel fear and lack consciousness. And even just immediately after the session, I had all these ideas, and not all of them came to fruition, but a few of them did. And so I started like going to the gym and doing yoga and focusing rather on like the effects of that, of what that would do to like my body. I focused rather on how it felt, and that was a game changer. Like I saw that, I don't remember where I saw this, but I've seen before, like fall in love with the process, and that's what I've started to focus on. And I've really loved it. I've loved it. And so through doing that, through like wanting my body to feel better, I was thinking about like my diet and stuff. And I've been like an on and off vegetarian for a while, but I've never really stuck to it. And I've been listening to a lot of podcasts about it, on how like the meat industry and big pharma and the government is kind of all screwed up. And I really don't like the idea of how meat, like how it carries like the last like feeling that these animals felt was fear, and that's like stored in the meat. And I don't like that. So I was like, you know what, I'll just be vegan. I can do it. I can do it. And that was a huge mind, like I feel like in the past month I just had this mindset like I can do it. I've never had that mindset before in my life, and it's changed like everything. And I've started like going after things that like I've been wanting to do for years and years, like work out and change my diet and change my major. And I've started to like take those baby steps towards doing them. And even just in a month, my life has changed so much for the better. And I'm
So
so
what was the
excited.
biggest thing that just, blew the roof off? Was it the concept of that you were having a lot of lack consciousness, which was also fear based?
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
when you think like lack consciousness, there's not enough, I don't know, then the fear comes in and then it all just kind of,
Yeah,
went bad.
dispel.
So when we release the lack consciousness and the fear, then now you see opportunity and you realize you just take one step at a time, but you didn't do that. You tried to take 10 steps at a time and now you got yourself overwhelmed.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
Okay, so the key thing to remember, and this is where a lot of people have, energies that are messed up, is that our jobs are to stay in alignment, centered, grounded, preferably work from our higher selves, which is like our soul rather than our ego, personality, body, and just take the next inspired step. If we try to go in the past, that's all messed up, right? If we try to go into the future, then we don't feel comfortable. We tend to get like agitated and anxious and overwhelmed. But if we take just the next inspired step, for you, it was to go to the gym, start running, take yoga, start cleaning up your diet. And the industry that you're choosing, which is, health and nutrition, is huge because everybody's realizing that the standard American diet and all of this processed foods are just making everybody ill. So you've chosen a growth field that will only keep getting, bigger and bigger and more prevalent in everyone's lives. So all you have to do is continue to do what you do, stay in the moment, and focus on your studies, and it will shift. So there might be a specific aspect of the health and nutrition field that you want to focus on and become an expert in. But does all of that resonate with you?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay. And the reason that you're going off into the future and going 10 steps ahead is just because all of our brains have been programmed, right? By your parents, by society, by education, by the television, the news. And we have to stop that because we get to program our brains. We have unintentionally allowed everything else and everybody else to program our brains. And it was pretty much a free for all. Like, here I am, go get it, right? Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't always serve us. There's a lot of things that do, we get programmed that we do want, but a lot of it doesn't work for us, especially in 2022, like everything that we've handed down from all of your ancestors, all their fears, all of their worries, all of that. So what I like to do is just do a meditation, which I'll do now. And it's the Marie Diamond meditation of the tubes of light. And I could also, put a link where you can go ahead and download her app and get the tubes of light meditation for free. But also, it's important that you stay centered. And the way to do this is just do a simple meditation every day that grounds your energy, cleanses your energetic field. Another thing people don't do is they take their shower every day. They have a whole team for their physical maintenance, the hairdresser, the annual physicals, the pedicurist, the manicurist, all these things. But when it comes to their energy field, they're doing nothing. So it's important just to clean out your energy field. That will help you stay in the moment, then bring in protection, bring in love, and then just focus on what you want. So what else is going on besides the overwhelm, or is that kind of taken over?
So as I am energetically upgraded, I don't know if that's the right way to put it.
Yes, it is. That's a perfect way. Yeah.
It's especially relationships with my family have been a little bit strained because especially my mom, we've always been very different people, but I love her so much. We're just very different. And that's just seeming to become more glaringly obvious. And she just doesn't really understand. So I guess, how can I maintain these relationships while also protecting my own peace?
Right. Okay. So I was the very same way with my mom. We were just totally different people, but I loved her so much, and she didn't understand me at all. And I kind of understood where she was, but I didn't want to be there. Right. I wanted to be free. I wanted to be independent. I wanted to do my own thing. So I completely understand where you are. So the whole universe is based on love. That's the main energy. That's the God source energy. That's the God energy. That's the great central sun energy. So everything is love. So if you just love your mother unconditionally, which is natural for you, and don't focus on all these other things about how we're different and, we have a little strained relationship here, and just love her and accept her. So one thing that I had to do is accept my mom for who she was, no matter what. Right. So she didn't understand me. It wasn't necessarily a strained relationship. It was just like two different people.
Mm-hmm.
So love her unconditionally, and and we could send your mom light. So the unconditional love frequency is the color rose, which is a little bit lighter than these pinks I'm wearing now. And when you get so tell me what's going on. I think it's your mind or your thoughts that are, when you think about your mom. So you can tell me about that. So
yeah, part of it is probably just conditioning from being when I was a kid, because I felt this way my whole life, just that the things that I cared about and got really excited about, she looked down upon or thought were stupid. So that's been a little bit of programming in my own mind that I'm trying to break, that what I love isn't stupid. But now that I'm able to get past that, I just, especially when I go home, I can feel the fear she especially has around money. And I'm getting a lot better at protecting my energy, but especially when it's my mom, someone I love so much and care about, it's really, sometimes it can get really difficult to not let that fear rub off on me, especially because money has been a constant my whole life, I've always just been worried about that because like my parents have been worried about that, and they've subconsciously like projected that on me. So yeah, I'm really trying to like break out of adopting her fears as my own, I suppose.
Okay. So this is all very natural because we do adopt, the energies of our parents when we're younger, even though we're our own individual self. So what you were describing is lack consciousness, which is prevalent all around the planet. So people have lack consciousness, which creates fear. And it's often about money, right? Or something to do with money. Well, I can't do that because I don't have the money, So it's the lack consciousness. It has its roots in not enough. And since our society is often run by money, then it's about money. So by freeing yourself from the lack consciousness, which you've done beautifully so far, but you're still seeing there's remnants of it, and it's only been a month and we had one session, so you're doing great. So the lack consciousness, you see that, remember, we have our brains are programmed by many other people in society. So your mom has given you the lack consciousness too, to try to protect you, right? So you work harder, you're extra hyper vigilant about money, but these are actually the energies that will just perpetuate lack and low money. So by you breaking that free, right? Releasing lack consciousness and the false belief that comes along with it that, you have to work hard, money doesn't grow on trees, it's difficult to get, it's not easy, all these false beliefs. When you start changing your mindset, which we'll do today in the meditation, then you're going to show, it's like, you're going to like light up. Right? Energetically, you're going to light up because so many people are burdened with this lack consciousness, and it really brings down their vibrational lights, right? So they're dimming their lights unintentionally with this lack consciousness. So now your light is going to go brighter, and your mom's going to see that, and then you'll share your light with her, and you'll just teach her over time. It may happen, not right away, that those are simply false beliefs and lack consciousness that she inherited from her ancestors, and all with good intentions to protect them, right? Mm-hmm. Because God, forbid that you like think money comes easily and with ease and grace, and you could do what you love and not work a lot of hours. Well, that's totally possible, right? Mm-hmm. But for other generations, they don't believe that, right? So it's just a belief that your mom has. And when you see her and you feel that, it makes you feel uncomfortable. So the way out of that is for you to stay in alignment, stay centered, stay focused, stay at your higher self, understand your mom has lack consciousness, work on releasing your lack consciousness first, just like if you were in an airplane and, the masks come down for oxygen, you're supposed to put it on first and then put it on your child. So you've got to not worry about other people and their vibrations, because once you clear your vibration of energies that no longer serve you, like lack consciousness, now you can influence others like your mother. And she'll come along because she'll see you and she'll be like, wow, my daughter's doing this and this and this. And you can make money very quickly with all this, even if you're just working in a health center or a yoga studio or whatever, right? So you can immediately start generating income from your new found passion. So does that all sound?
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Okay. Any other big, like energetic things going on that you feel uncomfortable with?
I think those are the two biggest ones right now.
Okay. So with overwhelm and lack consciousness, all right, these are what we would consider blockages, right? So people are like, I'm blocked, to make money. I'm blocked with relationships. I'm blocked with, pursuing my passion. So lack consciousness and the overwhelmed state of being are blockages. So one thing that is really benefits people is to clear those blockages, to release those blockages. And these two blockages are so common. I mean, pretty much everybody experiences them like every day. Mm-hmm. So I'm really glad that you came with these two issues today, because we're going to release them. So are you ready for the meditation?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And are you ready? I should ask. So, you're ready to release these, correct? Because you can see that these energies don't serve you. They don't serve your family. They don't serve your community. And at your age, and I think we could say you're 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're 20 years old and you start clearing your blockages, well, this is fantastic. Abundance is going to come so much quicker and with ease and grace. And then you could show the world that you can have money, that it can come easy, that you can do what you love, and you can be abundant and prosperous. So, okay.